Good morning, Rahil sir, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session under the Outreach Initiative. At our foundation, we strongly believe that learning should never stop. Not after program ends, not after the milestone is completed, and definitely not after GSOC 2025. Our goal is to create spaces where students and aspiring professionals can keep growing through real industry insights, practical knowledge, and meaningful interactions. Where technology experts today's session is a part of that commitment. With that, I am truly excited to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Rahil Anwar. Rahil is currently working as an Azure cloud engineer at Microsoft. He has strong expertise in front-end development and SQL, and he completed his BTech from Lovely Professional University. He has also interned at Zolo, gaining hands-on experience across development and cloud workflows. We are thrilled to have him with us today to share his knowledge and guide us through one of the most trending skill in the industry. Today's session is all about Azure Cloud fundamentals, where whether you are a beginner trying to understand cloud concept or someone exploring career paths in cloud engineering, this session will give you clarity, direction, and practical understanding straight from someone working in the industry. Without further delay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Rahil Anwar. Rahil, the stage is all yours. We are excited to learn from you.
And Ashkur, for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself as a welcoming as a guest of honor to show the things and how we can grow in a corporate world from switching to non-tech background to the tech background. So as Anushka told me, like I have just graduated from lovely professional university in BTech Computer Science. Uh, After the graduation, I got selected in Zolo State Property Solution Limited as a Python developer, but the thing was not at the way which I wanted because I just wanted to have a great career ahead in the cloud services. Uh, as as we know, like Zolo is a non-tech field, so I was working as a non-tech player there, like as a business developer and a Python developer. So basically, that was not a part of my goal. So basically, the handling the customer there. So I just thought like I have to switch somewhere else and crack the big four MNCs because of the dream companies of each of every students. Those who are learning, even those who are working any of the corporate, still they are having the dream to get in a big four companies like Google, Microsoft. So as I am telling, like currently I am working at a Microsoft, but soon I will be just targeting to go into a main tech firm companies like a Google. So as a Microsoft, I was just working as a cloud engineer, as a Azure cloud engineer. Basically, I was working dealing with the database in MySQL and Postgres because Microsoft having the more than client of 500 Fortune companies across the globe, like Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, HDFC. And there are multiple companies across the globe. They are working under the Microsoft services and they are using the Microsoft services as we know, like we are having the multiple cloud companies as well, like Google, AWS, and Microsoft as well. So as we compare over the cloud things, like we having the three main cloud platform uh, companies across the globe. But as I check with the multiple of users of the different companies, they suggested me like they are going to choose the Microsoft every time because Microsoft cloud services is cheaper than the others. Even it's easy to use as well as compared to GCP and AWS. So as a cloud engineer, I have to work with the multiple product teams and the customers as well to feel like what exactly they are facing issue with their database, their services. So as we like cloud services is basically like how much we pay and we got the services. Like as you pay, you got the services. And whatever the services you want, like you want some storage services, you got some uh, database services, like database services. There are multiple services. So basically, I'm working for the data based things like uh, Azure database for Postgres and the MySQL, are the basic things. I was just working there. So in that, we are having a multiple uh, categories over the Azure platforms, like the storage part, like HA abilities, like replicas, how the replicas works, how storage will increase, how the services will improve the performance of the customer experiences, the company experiences. Because as we looked up, we like Azure is a totally a cloud services. We don't have to manage anything like manually. Like we have to buy the storage somewhere else, buy the services from somewhere else. So the overall the things like Microsoft given all the capabilities to the customers or the user to give the enhance things to the users to they can use the services as he can pay or they can pay and they can get the services according to the users. So as we come into the Azure cloud, like we are having the first thing like uh, different categories are database, Azure services, database. So as a database, we are having a different categories like the storage part, the types of the services, like the perceivers services, and the business optimized, memory optimized, the three categories. So based on their usage, the company will take the services like the startup companies or they don't have any uh, huge uh, performance type of things over the companies. They use the basic concept of their services. So in that they can take the services like they need some only the 8 week course platform with the 64 GB, 64 terabyte main storage parts and the virtual memory things. After that, they can leverage the performance on that things like we can easily monitor the storage part and how the performance is going on, how we can just connect the database from Azure from different client and the tools. So basically, we prefer the client tool like the Microsoft prefer like for the Postgres we use the Postgres client tool and the Microsoft workbench we are using. So in that we go into the configuration part like uh, how we do the networking part, what are the basic concepts of networking, private, public, VNet integration, private endpoint part. So as we know, like the public network, so public network, it's we can easily go into connect in the each and every network with the IP address across the globe. So it's like world, it's an open network things like those who wanted to go into connect in the server, they can easily log in into with their correct IP and they can log into that because it's a public server. As we go to private part, so private as connectivity is like something private which is only run into particular organization part. So only the few people having their privileges to log in into that particular networks. So it will be more secure as compared to public networks. Then in Azure we have the privileged private endpoint networks. So the private endpoint network is something like uh, suppose someone using the public services, so in the public services, as you know, like anyone can easily use into that services in the public background. So if we configure the private endpoint, so it will be a something they have the both the ability. Either they can connect it publicly, or either they can go with the private network as well. So they have some more security over the networks. So as we have many things over the cloud, like we are having the HA abilities as well, how the HA abilities work, how we can manage the subscription. The first and the most part, like if we go into the Azure platform, we have the subscriptions to log in into that. The subscription is the paid services for the particular things as we work as an agreement across the service of from the Microsoft. Then we come into a managed group. It is a control group and they manage each and every multiple subscriptions. The top group management manage all the things like the complaint, security, and the policies of Microsoft. So after the subscription, when we try to deploy any of the service, we need a resource group as well. So as resource group, it is a like container to deploy the resource, all the getting the resources in and only one container. Then we come into a directory. So directory is it is the main part on which organization or type it's working. Then we are having the activity logs, all the activities which is checked from the failed or the success part. So we can easily check the activities which are performing over the Azure services, whether your deployment is correct or it's going to fail. And from there you can get the ID as well, like and the backend team will easily rectify that what exactly the you have faced issue while deployment of any of the servers or any of the services you wanted to deploy on Azure platform. So once, suppose you are trying to deploy any of the servers in east-west locations. So more the scenario we see in the Azure services as of now, like they are getting the field of deployment in the East US region, because East US region they are having the capacity issue is going on. So in the East US, if you and I just wanted to try to, like, I want a server which was located in that particular region. So most of the customer is not able to deploy the server in the East West because we have the capacity issues going on there. So from that we can not getting the reply, so it getting the failed every time the deployment of the server. So in that you got some uh, error notification as well, like your subscription was not whitelisted for getting the servers in that particular region. So, but still many people like just wanted to create in only in that particular region in the east west, like which was affected from the capacity things. So in this scenario, we just take the customers or the client request of why they exactly need to deploy the server in that particular region only. So after they're concerned, like they want only by due to a business justification, we come with a product team. We give the special privileges to that particular customers or the client to deploy the server in East West. So after that, the request was successfully enabled from the backend. So the client was able to deploy the servers in that particular region. So and most of the scenario, like we are not able to give the privilege also without any justifications due to the capacity part because we have used like lots of servers across the US region and we have more than 50 plus region across the globe, like East US, West Europe, India, Central India, Europe, Africa, Australia, China. So multiple region was there. So in that multiple regions, customer can deploy the server and they can use their services as they pay and they can use the services. And after failing of any of the services, any of the deployment you wanted to, or any of the changes you wanted to make on the servers, like it's getting failed, and you get a correlation ID, which you can see and you can track it from their Microsoft support. What exactly this correlation ID means, they can check it from their backend, like what exactly the error you are facing to this particular deployment part. So as we already see the networking, like we are having the three categories of the networking part, and we have the different part as well. Like we have the category of replica. So replica is something like we have the read replica. So in the read replica, the customer or the user can deploy the servers in a multiple region as well. They can create a replica. Replica is something like a duplicacy of your servers. So in that replica, you can easily, like suppose your server was created in east west, but suddenly due to some failover things or due to some interruption in that particular regions or in your server, that you're not able to access or you're not like some outage was going on in that particular region. So with the read replica, you can easily switch, like you can easily make the primary server as a replica server and replica server as a primary server and all the things like you have to go with a failover part of the servers. So after the failover part, you can easily manage the things like replica just created over a different location. So like you can easily get the access from east to west to like suppose your primary server was located in the east US. and your read replica is located in the central India. If anything happen on the East US, so your server become the primary server become the main server in the central India, and the replica server will be converted into the East US. So you can easily use the services without any of the failover part. In the achieve availability, like high availability part, it will be done by the automatically. Like you don't have to do anything. If anything happens from the back end, like any failover, any plan maintenance come, like we give the weekly plan, like monthly plan maintenance to the users so that each and every server will be working fine across the globe. So in that, the whatever is plan maintenance comes, so it will be firstly tested over the your replica server, so that whatever the failover or something will happen, it will be rectified only on the your replica server only. It will not impact the main primary server, because if it will be impacted over the primary server, then you are not able to log into primary server things, like your production will be down. You're not able to get access to your databases. Your uh, system will completely down. Like it's a outage from your end as well. Like no, none of the users from your organization were able to access your database or perform tasks on their store services. So these are the all the basic things, like we have to go, like you can do the different certification part as well from the Microsoft, like we have the AZ 900 certifications. You can learn the basic concept of the Azure cloud, like how the cloud works, what is the cloud platform, what are different categories of the cloud platform. Like we have the three broad categories: as services, PaaS services, SaaS services. So basically, a database part is from the PaaS services. We give the platform to the customer to use services. As we come into some different categories, like we have the some other concept like the VNet integration. VNet integration is basically the private networking part. Like it's a building fundamental block for your private networks, which contain a list of given device connected to the networks. It will enhance your security and your networking part. And you can also do the pairing of different networks over the platform with the pairing options in the Azure cloud. Like you can connect the server with a different location in the same network as well with the help of the network pairing. So as the last year we got replicated with the single server, like we are basically working with the flexible server only. The single server is not as much users from the as support has been completely stopped for the single servers. So the users are only able to use the flexible servers. So as of now, we are like currently the Microsoft has uh, in- uh, like launch the hyperscale database as well. Like currently they are using only the MySQL, the PostgreSQL, but in the coming days they are coming with a hyperscale database as well. And in the my Postgres, we are having the database of still the version of uh, 11 till the 17th, as we are working on the 17th version, and teams are still working to come with the new versions of the 18. The different versions have the different capabilities, different challenges, different enhancements in the program performance in the database part, like how we can use the things, leverage the things over the platforms. Like we have one more options in the database, like we can easily give the privileges to the users. Like uh, like we can make a group over the, like I am admin part was there in the that particular Azure platform. We can add the multiple users. We can give the privileges. Like you can only alter the password things only, not able to delete the servers, not able to do any major changes over the database. You can only do the work and you can leave this. You can just leave this after doing your. work over the database part. You're not able to give like uh, enhance the things over the platform, like not you having the admin privileges, because only the admin privileges and the coordinator have the privileges to do the revoke of the users privileges, other things over the database. So in that, you can easily manage the things like no one hamper your database, so that your database will also secure to use. Like you have like uh, customers and the user have the multiple users. Like suppose one banking sector having the multiple users and multiple employees, they are using the database part to updating the thing into a database. So as we have the backups also, like we can take the backups of your database as well. So we have the limits of the backups. You can take the backup from 7 to 30 days, 35 days of the backups in the servers. You can just uh, put the things like you wanted to a backup of every 15 days package you wanted to keep it, or you just wanted to go for the 35 days of maximum backup for a month. Like you can just took it as a 35 days backup and you can just rectify the whatever the changes you have made over the service. So backup is just automatically taken fully at a weekly level, the twice a day and a transaction every 5 minutes. So we have the three different types of categories in the backup part, like transactional backups, automatic backups, and the weekly backups. So you can choose whatever you wanted. We have also the point in the store as well. You can store the database from the particular time as well. So these are the leverages that Microsoft Azure has given to excel the things over the services. So that it can be easy to use with each and every customers and the users.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge. With that, we are
Yeah,
having few questions with us. The first
yeah,
question
sure.
is like, what was the biggest challenge you faced while learning cloud?
Okay. So by learning clouds, like we have very like as of now, like we have multiple sources available. But during my time, like we have very limited sources available. Like how to learn the cloud because they have restricted many users to learn the clouds over the services. We have to take the subscription part. So, but as of now, you can easily leverage the things over the cloud. You can just take the subscription. It will take only 2 rupees from a debit card. And once you take the services, the 2 rupees that was deducted from your debit card will be returned back. But make sure whatever the challenges you or whatever the plan you have executed over the uh, Azure platform, like what other services you are using. Like you are just trying to deploy the service, like you're just testing like how the servers are deploying, or you are using any other service. You can just quickly delete that server after once you use because once you keep that services keep running, so it will give your cost as well, and it will make a bill for you as well. So it's better you just use it and just delete the server after you just testing purposes because it will make your cost cutting as well. Like you have to pay the bill according to user because if you stop the server as well, but after every 7 days, your server will be started automatically and it will again giving you a cost. So now it's very easy to learn the things over the cloud. Like the team will also share you the documentation part, and they're having the multiple things you can learn. Like what are the basic concept of the clouds? What are different categories, network categories, backup categories, high availability, speed replicas, security functions, all are there. So you can go to the documentation part. You can learn the things. Even you can Excel we have the multiple platform. Even you can go on an Azure, like Microsoft Azure site as well. You can give the certification of Azure 900 certification part. It's a very good, and you have a high chance of getting placed in Microsoft. Like after you completing the certification part, because at least you know the basic concept of the services, like what exactly Microsoft is providing, and it's a plus point for you as well. So you can just leverage your knowledge, and you have one step ahead of the different. uh, implies to the student who was those who are trying to apply and try to get hired in the Microsoft. So after doing this particular certifications for like AZ900 and different fabrics, whatever domain you wanted to go in a Microsoft field. So you just try to get a certification from their end. So it will be a plus point for you as well to make one step ahead and get closer to the recruitment part, and it will be easy for you to more chances to get hired as soon as possible in the Microsoft privileges.
Mistakes should beginner avoid while learning Azure services?
Okay. So, in the beginner, you don't go for multiple things. You just make a focus because all the three concepts are like almost same. Like if you go on the GCP part, if you go on the AWS part, or the Azure part, so all the services are almost same. But as you compare over the Microsoft, it's a cheaper than all the three services. So you just go and learn the basic concept of the things, like how the cloud computing works, what are the different basic part of the cloud computing. Just don't go for multiple things. You just focus on one of the main only concept, like uh, the basic documentations from the Microsoft. If you go, like you just try to learn from different documentations regarding the cloud platform. So few of the documentation was not correct up to the mark. So we highly recommended each and everyone to go for the official documentation from the uh, Microsoft only to learn the things in a clear and crisp manner because there was something mismatched which was not up to the correct from the Microsoft. Like many times you can see if you use these things so you can make them particular changes over the services, but that was not true because documentation was not from the Microsoft end. So we are not give the challenges like if they are written in any of the document apart from the Microsoft, it's correct. So we highly recommended each and everyone, even the students. So if you try to learn, you just go with the Microsoft official things. Even you just uh, take the courses like over the certification, they will give you a training part. You just learn the things in a much easier way. Don't rush for the each and every concept in the same only. Try to give your time over the each and every topics day by day. You just make a target like you just wanted to give the topic over the networking. You just make a plan of 7 days or 5 days based on the capabilities like how much time it will take to cover the networking part because each and every concept is necessary to learn the things because in the cloud you have to deal with the many things like networking part. You are very good, have to good in a very good in a database also, how the network works, how the storage works. So you have all the basic concepts. So once you sit for the interview as well, so they will give you some scenario-based question as well, like how you can resolve this type of scenarios, how you can, if you're stuck in this type of situation, how you can overcome with this thing. Like suppose if a user, like I will give some example, like they can ask you, like suppose if you are a user, you are not able to connect your server from your application, okay, and you have the public IP address, like public servers you are using over the Azure services. So, but still you are not able to log in, but because it's a very easy to log into the public services. So the most important things, the point you have to very much listen, like the first and more thing, have you started a server or not? The most of the time, people are not started a server and they are trying to connecting. So you have to check the step wise, like you can explain, like first you have to check the server, how you are trying to, like, have you started a server or not? Then the second part is that are you able to uh, what the current status of after starting it's in a ready state or it's already started, you have to check it. And if the public IP is your servers, so you have to whitelist your IP over a server because whenever you try to log in after the one of the logout, So you have to add a new IP address over the server because you are using the public IP. So once you whitelisted the IP over the server, you can easily able to connect it. So in this scenario, you have to very crystal and clear about the topics you are uh, dealing with on the situation. You have to think twice before giving the answer. Like, what are this scenario? What is the step you are doing? Like, suppose one thing is that like you are not able to log in into a server, so you have to check what authentication you are trying to use. Are you using the user ID password, or are you using to try to using with the token part? Because Microsoft given the one option for the token part as well. Like you just got a token system, you have to create a token from your as your CLI, and that token you have to use while logging into a server. So this must to be clear at the time of uh, the scenario whenever you try to log in it. Is there any other question or concern? Hello.
Are you done, sir?
Yeah. Any other questions or anything?
Yes, sir, we are having more questions. What can you
Yeah.
suggest a simple Azure project that beginner can build to get hands-on experience?
Okay. So as your project, like you can just go into the Azure platform. You can uh, just go, try to identify go hands-on experience over things like you just create a database. You just try to uh, enable the things over the database, like how you can manage the things over the cloud, right? Because cloud gives the services to use the products, so you can just go there and learn the things that how that particular things will work. Like in Azure we having one option log. If you go on Azure platform, you can see that one option is in the left side panel. You see the log options. So log option is something like uh, if you put the log system over the uh, platform, you are not able to make any of the changes over the particular platform as well until and unless you have to unlock that log systems. So in that scenario, you have to just rectify. You can just uh, try to things. You can just go on a hands on the Terraform, try to deploy the server using the Terraform. Uh, how you can deploy the server with the codes. You have the all the documentation available over the Google, like over the browser. Like you just try to get the things like how you can uh, deploy the server using the code from the portal or the REST API part. So you can just take and learn from there, like uh, and the basic project, like you just excel the things like how the servers manage, how the virtual machines. So you can just leverage the things and try to learn that part as well.
Sir, what does a typical day at Microsoft look like for a cloud engineer?
Yeah. So the typical day is like we can't say like yeah, every day is a typical day, but yes, I can tell like if the new deployment come on any of the servers, like every month, every twice a month, the product team come with a new deployment over the servers. Like M55 or M54 deployment was enabled on the servers like across the globe. So users get the notification about this maintenance part. In the maintenance, they get that particular uh, enhancement on their product. So we already inform each and every user from the notification part, like your server will be not working during that particular time on that particular day. So whatever your uh, huge work, your server, like whatever you wanted having planned, you can plan accordingly on that particular day. Because might be you get a failover thing because we give the 1 hour backup part on that day. Like you are not able to use the services during that 1 hour part because of the maintenance part. So in that, if we come with any of the new deployments, so it might affect the previous deployment as well. So it's sometimes it's very difficult to fix that particular issues. Like we got to know like users are facing some issue with the privileges part, like not able to add the users in the coming new deployment. So we have to rectify the things again. We give the support engineers troubleshooting guides, like how you can guide the users to come up with this part of issues or the things like we assume like we definitely get the issues from any of the customers or the users, like they are not able to use these services after this deployment or not able to update the servers or not able to add any users, new users to the services in their database. So we give the any uh, short term, we can say like uh, replacement of that particular outcomes. Once we can ensure that each and every user, if they are facing any issue in the coming deployment, we can give the this part of the issue they are facing. There we can revoke that particular issues over the users. So every time's not happen, but in the few of the deployment we might face this type of issue like previous services was interrupted over the new deployment on the servers.
Sir, what are the common mistakes you see beginner makes while working with the cloud platforms?
Okay, so the first and more important is users are not like they are using the platform like they are not able to stop the server because if you don't stop the servers, you have the very huge bill uh, around every month. Like you have created multiple servers for a testing purpose or any other servers purpose. You have created the servers over the cloud. So if you forget to delete the server or stop the servers, and as already I have cleared in the earlier, like in every 7 days, the server will start automatically. So you have to very clear on that part. At least you can just go and close before 7 days of the servers because if you forgot to close servers on uh, Azure services, it will cost a bill and the bills will go very high. So you can't be able to pay the bill if you not is any use because it will sometimes it happen go around 200 to $400 as well. So that was the biggest mistake users can do while doing these things. Even they have to very much clear like whatever the make changes over the services, they have to crystal clear and they have to go in the documentation part as well. uh, so whatever the changes you wanted on the servers, so they can just make sure they have the assurance from there and like it will not impact their productions. They cannot do any parameter change over the servers because if we go for the any parameter change over the server, it may impact their performance on the server as well. So they have to just go on to the documentation part regarding each and every parameter as well, so that it will be easy to rectify that what exactly each and every parameter will work on the Azure platform. And if we enable them or disable or make any changes on that particular values, so what will impact on that? So that should be a must clear for each and every user. So it should be avoided to do any changes. If you do without any guidance or any other things, so it will impact your performance as well, and you will face some challenges over the services.
That's all from my side, Rahil sir. If you have anything extra to add, you can. Otherwise, we will come to the closing part.
Yeah, sure. So I will suggest everyone like you just go, you just make a clear crystal concept on your mind, like in which domain you wanted to go. It's not like you just only have like uh, you have seen someone else like you are, they are using cloud platform things and they are using the cloud services. They are working in Microsoft or Google with these particular things. So you have wherever you have interested to work, you can choose only. You don't go in the pressure things like you wanted to go like for the salary hike or the MNC part. Not like that because everywhere you have to work, whether whatever the domain you are working. It's not like you go in a big firm, you have to go and work in a small organizations. You have to work hard and a lot, and you have to face many challenges, ups and downs in every organizations. So you have a very crystal clear concept of each and every point. And the first thing is that you are very much clear like in which domain you wanted to, and you wanted to go in a development part or the core services part, networking parts. So you have much clear, or you go into support things. So you have much clear because wasting of time into going into a wrong domain, it's very bad. It will impact your performance. Even you, if you wanted to switch, you will suffer a lot to switch because you have to again start from the beginning because earlier you're doing some different domain and you wanted to change the domain. So in that scenario, when you go for any of the recruitment team, they will just ask for experience and they will just ask regarding your things like why you wanted to change their career because you already work many years in that particular domain. And if you're stuck in same domain which you are not interested and but still you are doing anyhow, but if you lost many of the year, like 5 years or more than 5 years, so it will very difficult to change during that time. I don't say like it will impossible, but it can be possible. But you have to face a lot of things. You have to work very hard, and the most important, wherever you got selected, try to learn the things. Don't go like you just don't go to just do work and take rest at home. Try to learn new thing as well. Don't go for the only same domain. You try to learn new technologies as well because AI is replacing the nowadays. Like most, you already saw, like most of people are getting laid off day by day due to the AI. So you have very much clear concept of the AI part. You just try to learn the genetic AI as well. So you have the more chances to get placed in a very good organization with the AI part as well. If you have a good knowledge in AI as well, because AI is a one of the most booming technologies across the globe, and it can't be irreplaceable to any of the employee because uh, AI is the only tool that was uh, reducing the employment nowadays. Like most of the people are getting laid off day by day due to the AI part. So just try to learn the things over the AI and try to brush up your skill. Don't go like uh, do the work and come back and repeat every day the same thing. Try to learn new technologies. And when you try to uh, clear your concept, every concept, either you know the things, but still try to revise the things day by day, at least a week. Um, in the corporate, mostly people get the week off on Saturday or Sunday. So you just try to uh, privilege that things, use that week off things so that you can learn the things. Even on the in the college days also you have the holidays on Saturday or Sunday. So you should try to learn the things, try to explore the things over technology, and make sure you go on the same technology where you have interested. No, don't rush for the any of the opening things. And you just see the opening in that particular domain, and you just trying to apply on that because without any clear crystal knowledge on that particular thing. Because if you get hired now, also you suppose you get hired on that particular technologies as well. But in that scenario, you have to struggle a lot because you don't know about it. So you have to learn the thing because in the training parts you have very limited time frame to get a thing clear and brush up your skill. So if you have the knowledge, then you try to go. Don't go with without any of the knowledge and try to work in that particular organization and domain. Because if you try to go with without any knowledge things, so you have to struggle a lot because you don't know what all the basic part because they don't teach you for the basic part. They just give a brief introductions and that's it, and they will keep you in a deployment part as well.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing such and clear, insightful knowledge with us today. Your explanation made us you feel much more approachable, especially for beginners. And the real world example are incredibly helpful. Everyone who joined us, thank you for participating, contributing, learn with us. At the foundation, we believe that one session, one skill, and one insight can change the direction of your learning journey. And today, definitely, and today was definitely one of those days. Do stay connected for more exciting and informative session coming up under Education Outreach Initiative. Once again, thank you so much, sir, and thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for giving opportunity to come across you to share the experience of my because as I earlier told, like I just so it's a very good opportunity. Don't lose hope. Like you are stuck in any non-tech organization and you wanted to switch into tech organizations. So start with the basics. Make a clear concept. Learn each and everything a basic concept. Don't rush for the advanced technologies without any basic clear of the concept. Because if you go on the advanced topics, so you will face a lot of challenges. So must try make your roadmap from the basic to advanced. Try to learn the things and encourage yourself. Try to learn from the basic every day. Try at least give you 1 hour on yourself and make sure you just choose your domain where you wanted to go, not by your family choice or not by your friend choice. Try to think about yourself where you are good, in which technologies you are good, because company don't offer you without any knowledge or any other concept. So you have very good in each and every technology where you are trying to learn the things and go and grow into the organization. And if you go into a good organization, try to learn another technologies as well with your current workloads also, so that you can enhance your growth in that particular organization as well and go into uh, uh, more height in that particular organization. And it will also help you to switch into the next good organization as well. And thank you so much for everyone. Thank you, team, for inviting me uh, for this very good conversation between the users and the student so that they can select their path and they can leverage the things they can know about the uh, Azure cloud as well, like how they can start a careers. Either they go for the startup or the big MNCs. Try to they can learn the things in from the basics to advanced, and it will really help them to go into the organization with a clear concept.
So